All right, as the riders disperse, we all turn our eyes towards the track for this first group coming up. Welcome to the Velodrome. It is indeed Friday Night Racing, starting with the Madison tonight. Madison riders, come on down. Welcome here in the park. If you're enjoying the scenery with us here in person, or of course, if you're tuning in online, checking us on YouTube or Facebook, thank you for tuning in for racing here on Friday night. It would help us a ton as you're here, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, leave a thumbs up on the video, share with your friends and family, and of course, hit the subscribe button. We are marching towards 1,000 subscribers, a big milestone for us here at the Velodrome, as we're hoping to continue to support and grow this audience and share with all the great stuff happening in this Velodrome with folks around the country and around the world. First group up is the Madison. We're going to get these teams lined up on the home straight here. You'll see the riders pairing up in teams. Notice they've got matching jerseys. This is indeed planned. The riders are in pairs, and we'll talk a little bit about those pairs as we're going around the track, and we'll talk about the rules of the Madison here a little bit throughout tonight as this race unfolds. The format will be a 3x10, so we're going to be running a type of points race tonight for the Madison. A 3x10 Madison just about ready to start.
Alright everyone, welcome to Friday Night Racing. We will be doing a Madison 3x10. We're going to have the racing riders
All right, the signal for the relief rider is also given. On the track, you see a group just about to hit turn 3 on the far side of the track from us. That is the riders currently in the race. Their partners are the relief riders to start. Throughout this race, the partners will be tossing each other in to take turns. One rider at a time from each team is the active rider, the other in the relief. We'll see the start whistle given to the riders in the race, and here we go. This is our only Madison tonight. It's one chance for the riders to get this format out on a Friday night and see how it goes for them. You see the relief riders starting to spread out a little bit. Some of the teams look like they're trying to set up for a first lap exchange. In fact, Team Pink already on the move. You're going to see one of the first exchanges here on the back straight as the toss-ins are already coming in fast and furious. The first exchanging looking great, and the attack on the exchange. Off we go. This is going to be a fast race. No time to wait and figure this one out. The Pink team flying high here to start the race. And it looks like a group of 2 or 3 in pursuit now, as it's going to be a front and middle group breaking this thing up quickly. The Galen Erickson, the rider we saw a moment ago for Team Pink, driving the pace, still on the front. As Galen Erickson brings with him 2 other riders making up this field. No exchange here for Team 1. Looking smooth as we now have, again, we settled into this group of what is 3 in the front, and the chase is a group of 4 trying to get back in it. The lead with nice exchanges on the back straight, continuing to keep up the pace. As these exchanges are coming in, the attacks are reestablishing. Galen Erickson losing a little bit of steam here, not getting the partner exchange early enough, maybe feeling a little bit gassed out. Might be breaking this thing back up again. Not enough to break it up, though, so our lead group, it looks like, will still stay together at 3 as the Madison, still early on here. We've got 3 attempts to get points in this race, so it's a 3x10, 10 laps in between each sprint. The leading teams on those sprint laps are going to get 5 points for the first rider across the line, 3 points for the second, 2 for the third, and 1 point for the fourth. Double the points on the final sprint. This Madison is still pretty early on in this 30-lap event. They just saw 26 to go. Matty Hurst for team number 1 on the attack again. Constant fighting here at the front of this race. As team 1 starting to show that they may have the better endurance this evening. Starting to pull away a little bit, and Exchange on the back straight will try to keep the pace on and maybe separate themselves here for the solo move. The field left far behind at this point and even starting to shatter apart themselves as the lead rider now in the home straight. Erickson tossed back in for the pink team. Is the next closest rider in a big sprint trying to catch back onto this one. As you've seen already, the Madison, oftentimes the most activity comes right as the riders are getting tossed in. That fresh set of legs comes back in and gets to restart the action right back up again. Just all they need is a lap and a half of rest or so, and it gets them plenty more ready to go. Team Pink overtaking, so now the front, Team 23, the Pink squad, Team 1 on the wheel. Matty Hurst feeling fresh enough to start it back up again. That's the rider out there with the white helmet in the front position. Everyone else chasing behind. Essentially, whoever's the most recent exchange has sort of been on the lead of this race now as Team Pink comes back into it. A fresh set of legs for Team 1, once again, trying to take the lead and hold on to it. Here's our first set of points going out, so the lead teams will get 5 points. The lead team, 5 points next time around. So it looks like our pink team picking up the first 5. So our early leaders in the race, although again, it's been this back and forth between these teams the entire time. We'll see who ends up coming out on top. Team 1, the Ride Group in the rainbow colors, are good sponsors there. Ride Group coming in and showing up in big form tonight in the multicolored kit. Raven Brush Studios bringing us bib number 23, the pink team, our early leaders in the Raven Brush Studios team. LB Fitting in the sort of off gray color is in the 3rd position. They're just now coming out of turn 4 and keeping it awfully close. They're going to be in 3rd place overall with the points. We're still more than 15 laps out for the Kiddie Kilo, but that is the next event, so kids stay close. We're going to start getting you set pretty soon. Kiddie Kilo up next. Lead group here on the home straight. Raven Brush Studios team again in the bright pink making a nice exchange there. Our early leaders in the race with 5. Back on the attack, trying to get out in front. Still plenty of laps before the next points though, so we'll see if this one pays off as this sort of back and forth action has been common. We're seeing on the home straight, this is our field. The back end of them is a little closer to the leaders than the front, as the leaders have been making pretty big gains on the field's position. If they catch, they would be awarded 20 points to their team immediately. As the field is on the back straight and Team Pink is awfully close. And getting close here. Team Pink looking to pick up the big 20 if they can catch on. Just hesitating for a moment. It looks like they should be able to make contact along with Team 1. Up a lap for Team Pink and Team Multicolor, I'll call it, the rainbow. The Rye Group team making the catch as well. LOB just off the back there. That's Team 2. Team Pink back on the front again. Erickson making the move. Beautiful racing here, and another beautiful setup for a nice exchange right in front of the home fans. And there's our bell for the second sprint tonight. 11 to go. 5 to the lead riders. Team Purple, now they've been caught, is back at the front of this race. Looks to be Will Fowler trying to hold on to the wheel of our pink team. The Chamois Butter team in the dark purple. Team Purple looks like they'll be able to pick up the 5 on this sprint. That's Henry Kaiser for the Chamois Butter team picking up 5. Our leader in the race took the lap already, the pink team, and that looks like now the Chamois Butter team is going to take advantage of their position and start to move ahead of the rest of this field. 3 teams making it all the way around the up a lap, including Team 1, 2, and 23 are 3 lapping teams. Team 6, the Chamois Butter team, hasn't made it all the way around yet, but here they are out in front. If they can do this, this will at least get them into 4th place in today's Madison if they can keep on this pace. The riders making it all the way around, of course, already up a lap, have the advantage in that position. Not going to need to necessarily fight it out against each other, as now Team Pink is already out in front of the other 2 groups that have made their way around and caught the field. They're seeing 8 to go. It's 8 to go for the 2 lead riders now on the race. 8 to go. Fowler currently in at the front. It's Andrew Martin that's been pulling around the pink team as he's about to make his exchange with his partner Galen Erickson. And here again, 2 of our juniors making an exchange for the Chamois Butter team. Good handoffs for everybody as they keep the action quick at the front of the race. It's still Team Pink in the front as they made it all the way around. And again, they're on the attack out in front of this field. No question that they're showing some dominance today with their overall endurance and top speed. It's been quite the show from these 2 riders. Galen Erickson, the rider in now for the pink team. Kiddie Kilo riders should be queuing up now. It's just a few laps away. So if you've got a Kiddie Kilo rider here, get the gear on, helmet strapped in, and bring the bike over next to the grandstands. We'll get you lined up for your fun time on the track. Kiddie Kilo coming up here in just a few short laps. The field still in pursuit. Also out here tonight, we've got the Team 8, the red team is being represented. It's Team High Mom. Carl Cunningham working with Nolan Adams today. Proving that if you pay a little bit of money for sponsoring of the track, you too can get a Madison jersey sponsorship that says just about anything. But don't try to push the boundary on that. I don't think anybody's trying to test that one just yet too much. Our leaders heading home straight now, just passing the beverage garden. Who's not quite yet the rowdy bunch. They're going to be here soon, I'm sure of it. Seeing 4 to go. Kiddie Kilo coming up next. Team Pink has pretty well solidified their victory today as they're far enough ahead of the field, and the 2 nearest teams on the track to them. We're still in the field working it with the rest of these riders now coming across the finish line. We saw earlier Team Ride Group, the rainbow and trans flag color team, number 1 on the track today, is they made it around the track along with Team 2, the LOB group in gray. Those 2 are back in the main field as our leaders crawling across the line. It's pink and purple still going at it. 2 juniors here holding their own for the purple team, usually wearing the black and blue of the Jerry Baker Juniors squad. They're both covering that up with the purple the Chamois Butter sponsored jersey. Leader seeing 2 to go, 2 to go. We're crawling along. I see riders closing in on the end of this one. It's going to be a bell lap here for the leaders. Final chance. Hey, he wants to make some noise. Come on, folks. 1 to go. 1 to go. Andrew Martin wants some help for this impressive showing today. He and his partner, Galen Erickson, putting on a clinic in terms of top speed and overall endurance. So setting a nice pace here early on tonight. They'll go down the back straight side by side with Team Chamois Butters. They've already locked this one in. It's 1 to go for everybody as the bell's ringing for the field too. And around they go. It'll be now Team Pink to take the lead back again. How about one more time? Make some noise for our leaders here in the Madison. Team 6, I believe, will end up in 4th overall after that effort. They will be the first team out of the riders not lapped. So, and here comes our finish for everybody else. Our bonus Madison race here to open up tonight. An exciting time. We'll have those riders exit on the back straight as that is everybody's final lap. If you are checking us out on the YouTube or Facebook, thank you for joining us on the live stream. If you're here in person, you too can jump on there really quick, even if just to leave a thumbs up or a subscription. That would really help us out a ton. You can find the link for that at velodrome.org/live. Leave us a follow there and help us out. That would make a big difference. We are closing in on 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is sort of a big checkpoint for us here. Your help is appreciated. Up next, it is indeed the Kiddie Kilo. And although it is definitely encouraged for parents to take out their cameras and grab some photos, don't forget that Dennis Crane is here. He's got the big camera out. DBC Photos taking all the good shots today, taking shots of the kids still going around, of course, all those great action shots all night. So if you're looking for a new profile pic out there, riders, don't forget to check out Dennis's work after the race is over. You too can bring out one of the young riders to join us on a Friday night. And in fact, usually we would run these the first and the third Friday of the month, but this is a bit of a special time of year because we just had a whole lot of rain and very little racing. So a bunch of racing coming up. We're going to have Kiddie Kilos for the next several weeks.
And it's a brand new water.
Make some noise for the little bikes. Here they go. The little ones pushing it along. The little ones pushing it along. All right, our next group's coming out. We're just going to keep trying to get bonus time. Oh, these guys are going all the way around. Nice. Here we go. No head starts. All right, there's only a few rules here at the track, and one of them, of course, is when riders go by, we make lots of noise. If you can only get one chance to cheer for them, you better be real loud. You're only going to see the kids one time as they come by, so if you're here, we're expecting some noise as the little ones come by, and there they go. It's off for one to go. One to go. Nice. Wow, 29's taking the track even. Brave. Keep that speed up. This is oftentimes how we try to encourage the youngest riders to consider someday maybe turning into the juniors in the programs here at our track, and then eventually to be part of this racing community. You never know, it might turn into something. We're just happy to support athletes in our community. But if you know a rider that's in that age group from 9 to 16 and is looking for a way to learn how to ride their bike here at the track, get all the rules of the track, start racing, we're just looking for a different type of athletic activity during the summer months. The Jerry Baker Juniors program still has a few slots open later this summer. It's a week-long class that gets you everything you need to know for your young rider to be ready to compete on the track. It's a Monday through a Friday, and at the end of that, they will be encouraged to start showing up for junior racing, which happens every Monday night. Want to know more? Head to velodrome.org. Head to the education tab at the top, and you can find out if you've got availability for any of the remaining camps this summer. If not, we come back next year with some more. Hey, our first finisher here from all around the track. Nice work on the blue bike. Nice. I like the bonus lap for a couple of our push bikes out there. That's awesome. All right, warm up your hands, Beverage Garden. Come on now. There you go. There you go. You're in corner 4. You're being noisy right now. Cue the noise. There it is. All right, home straight sees him now. Nice. Looking good. Knows exactly where that finish line is. I love it. Keep going to the grass. Keep going. Keep going. There you go. Right into the grass, which is actually a left. I shouldn't say that. Left into the grass. There we go. Nice. Cat 4 men are coming up after a few more Kiddie Kilo groups, so the unknown distances start here soon. Cat 4 men will be our first competitive category to come onto the track for the unknown distance. A couple more groups for the kids coming up.
Nice.
All the way around the big track of champions here. Into the grass. Nicely done.
Nicely done.
All right, the bike's getting
All
bigger.
right, the bike's getting bigger.
Next group coming on out to the
Next group
track.
coming on out to the track.
We have a GoPro on
We
the
have a
kids.
GoPro on the kids.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Wow, we're going to have our online audience is going to get a GoPro view. How cool is that?
How cool is that?
We got a little last minute notification. We'll get it up in a second. They're rolling out. Look at this group. They're all lined up for us. Wow. Corner 1 knows what's up. They're making lots of noise for these guys. Wow. Trucking. This is the view you've always wanted, folks at home. This is what you signed up for. Hit that subscribe button for the view on down here in the Kiddie Kilo. I mean, come on. Getting that apron view up close. This group is making it look good. All right, hitting the home straight here. Our first finisher. All the way to the grass. Keep coming, keep coming, keep going, keep going. Keep going, you're almost there. Whoa. Nice work, all the way. Our GoPro finisher coming up here. A couple riders in a row. Nice. Nice, with a smile and everything. It's almost like they're having fun. Keep on riding. All the way to the grass. Nice job. Next group's coming on. We got lots of kids here today. It looks like maybe 2 more groups still, if I'm not mistaken. Is it one big one? Oh, boy. Keep coming, guys. All the kids. Go, go, go. One big group to go. Well, this is a busy one. Oh, hold on, guys. We're not ready to come back this way yet. Yeah, okay. It's already happening. Go ahead. Good. We'll get them off the track. It'll all be fine. This is a straight-up Peloton here. Off we go. 1 to go.
Like follow them. They're like at least point the camera.
Yeah.
You won't believe we've had our gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us. It shows the way. Not looking for no heaven or gold, 'cause I got you.
Our big group here going down the back straight. It's like the Tour de France came early here to the velodrome. Move off the front. The neon helmets coming around the corner. The beverage garden losing their mind. All the way to the grass. Nice job. And this big group here. Look at this group of riders. All lining up for us. Nice job.
Nice
Whoa.
job. Whoa.
Overtaking right at the last second. Nice work.
Nice
I think
work.
Brad's our last rider
Brad's
here.
our last rider here.
Okay, kids. Back the way you came in. All kids and all their bikes, back the way you came in. Nice job. Hey, how about one more round of applause for all the junior riders, mom and dad, for making it happen. Thanks for coming and joining us today. We love having you here. A highlight of our program. As we look forward to some more racing here in a second. It is always a joy to have the kids join us, and we're going to be doing this for the next 3 weeks of Friday Night Racing to make up for some missed races in the month of June. All kids off the track. We're going to clear things off for the kids and get ready for the Cat 4 men who are stationed and ready to start. Okay, looking pretty good over here on my side. Just going to close the gate. Cat 4 men to the rail. I think we're clear to go. All right, they're getting the signal to start.
Signal to
The
start.
neutral
This
lap
is the neutral lap
first, and then we're going to be going
and then we're going to be going for what's called the unknown distance.
And it may come to no surprise to you that we don't know how long that race is. Before this began, just a few select individuals got to know exactly how many laps this would go for. Some on the officials team, and then, of course, our bell ringer gets to know. And that's just about it. Everybody else, no idea. At 1 to go, the bell will ring, and that'll let the riders know that they'll finish up on the next lap. And at that point, it's a scratch race. It's just whoever crosses the line first is our winner. This leads to some interesting scenarios where sometimes riders will take some gambles and say, you know what, I'm just going to take a guess and hope it's going to be in the next couple laps. Put it all in. In general, it's going to make our riders a little bit more passive, a little bit more protective. Hard to gamble and be tactical when you don't have the information you need, so riders tend to be a little bit more conservative. It sets up for a pretty quick finish and usually a bunch sprint, especially for this group of riders. We'll see how this one plays out tonight. Nobody knows except for, again, a very select few, including the bell ringer in the position of greatest power here on the unknown distance. Good showing here tonight for the Cat 4 men, and they are going to be going around just on their very first lap now, and instead of showing how many laps remaining, we're just showing how many laps they've gone around. So if you're looking at the lap cards, it says 1 lap completed. Remaining, we don't get to hear until that bell is ringing. It's 405 Alex Akel at the front for Audi Racing in the red, starting things off. Happy to ride on Alex's wheel, at least to open this race up. And as predicted, this sort of format for some of our fields will indeed lead to a little bit more of passive protective racing. Everybody's kind of like, I don't really have a big motivator right now to go. But if your strength, if your winning card is endurance, you kind of have to just figure out your time and start going, or at the least, you have to be attacking pretty early if you want to start establishing endurance as your strong point. If you're a sprinter, though, if you really want to go for that fast finisher, that's the kind of strength you feel you have over the riders around you, might as well just sit in on the pace and let this thing roll. Still Alex on the lead here, and everybody just fine riding his pace, sort of wedging behind him. Not at maximum speed. In fact, you can tell that they're relaxed because there's 4 lanes of riders. If they were really gas on the pedals right now, it would be pretty much single file formation, but instead it's relatively comfortable, relatively cozy riding as everybody's kind of just found their spot and is willing to sit in behind the lead of our Audi racer. What does this mean? Essentially, well, for one, we're not seeing a whole lot going on right now, but as the race comes to an end, pretty much everyone's going to be fresh. I mean, whoever's got the fastest, strongest sort of finishing kick and a good position wins the race. That's all there is to it. Unless some riders begin to sort of change up the tempo and make things a little bit more athletic in the meantime. 405 still on the lead. 4 laps completed. 406 is Mike Jors coming into view, riding in that green jersey. He starts to kind of push forward, and that forces Alex Akel to pick up again a little bit more. He wants that lead. He's happy being on the front of this thing for now. The rest of the field, you notice as they start to stretch out a bit, that's a sign that the pace picked up for just a moment as that movement kind of forced the front of the race forward. And now we return back to our static formation. Couple riders down on the back straight. Push high riders towards the rail, please. Towards the rail. towards the rail. Neutralize for just a moment. There's still bikes and riders on the track. Neutralize for just a moment. Make sure we clear the track before we start racing back up again. Thank you. A little bit of contact on the back straight. Our riders are already off the track. Take a look at the gear and make sure that the racing surface is safe to resume riding before we start this back up again. And racing is now back in and up and running. Racing resumes. Still no bell, so the race continues. Our field's still all together coming out of turn 4. Still waiting for that bell to signal that it's the end of the race. Everybody's geared up right behind our leader. There's the bell. It's 1 to go. Final lap. 1 to go. Audi racing from the front. Has been the story so far for the whole race. He's going to continue to be in that position. This gives riders behind him the advantage as they do have that slipstream to work in. A bit of drafting going on as Mike George is in a good spot. Look out for the gray jersey. Starting to make the move around the right-hand side. Nice acceleration as they hit turn 3. It's going to be 2 riders across. A couple more trying to come into the picture. Look out for some black and blue starting to come into the picture as well. It's 4 riders across. 2 juniors making the way to the front. 5 riders all the way across the track. On the outside, it'll be 4:35. David Magidson for the JV Juniors team. Wow. Two of the juniors making a nice move around the outside, and the end result there, really 5 riders across the track coming into that final moment. Track is clear. Women for the unknown distance to the rail, please. I think my prediction came pretty well true there. All right. Unknown distance for the women. They indeed will be doing the same sort of race format we just saw, but may not be for the same distance. We have no idea. We'll wait and see. Currently in the neutral lap. We'll get them started out of turn 4 if they're all together. Good moment here in these interims between the races. Come on over to the beverage garden if you haven't yet taken part in the fun over here. We got Locust Ciders and Post Doc Brewery pouring tonight. Beverages must stay within the beverage garden. No minors allowed within that fenced area. If you're online and you're enjoying what you're seeing, this is a great moment to stop for a moment. Scroll down and hit that subscribe button. Hit the share button and post on social media and let folks know you're watching some great racing from the comfort of your home. Whistle sounded. And racing is underway. We're just a group of volunteers and staff members here for the velodrome, trying to do our best to bring racing to the country and to the community around us. Let people tune in from anywhere to watch these riders. As we continue to refine and improve those services, we'd appreciate your support. And hitting that subscribe and that thumbs up makes a big difference for the channel as we continue to grow and work on providing this for more folks every single week. Across the track, we got our riders in this very first lap. The women competing in an unknown distance. We'll see how many laps they got to go for. The signal coming from the bell at some point in the future. Got 3 men are on deck. for their unknown distance. That was 2:06. Alicia Stotts leading the lap across the finish line in green just moments ago. Different formation than our last group.
Corey, I'm going to jump in here. You can see the women are all just eyeing.
Yeah, we got Annette Williams coming in from the beverage guard. If you hold up towards the top and get a little, you might need to get closer to me. I'm not sure. Here, the wireless connection's a little bit wonky. But we want to hear your advice. Let's send it down to Annette. Is it working for you? Negatory? We'll try to come back to it. I might have another one for you.
Try that again?
Hey, there you are. I got you cleared down.
I'm new at this. What I was saying is everyone is looking at each other, not taking big turns on the front, afraid that bell's going to ring at any moment, but I think they're going to have a few more laps than 3. Don't you think, Corey?
Yeah, that's a pretty low number. This is definitely the time if you want to apply some pressure, you should. Right? It's not going to ring anytime soon. Probably.
It'd be a great time for someone to take a bold move off the front.
That is always, it's a bit of a gamble, but it can pay off big time in these unknown distances. You never know. What's the shortest you think you've ever raced in, Annette, for an unknown distance?
Oh, I don't know, Corey. 6, maybe?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I've seen one shorter than 5 or 6. It's a pretty safe bet you're going to be going at least that long. Well, okay, it's on the shorter side. It's only 5 total laps. At 4 laps completed, the bell's ringing.
Let's see how they're setting up here for the sprint. We got Kelly in second wheel there. Alicia right.
And it's going to be Alicia Stotts, as you mentioned, in the third wheel spot. Getting a bit of an advantage. Look out, though, from the middle of the field.
Here comes Dolan.
Oh, to move all the way from the back to... Oh, Kelly from the front, though, still has plenty of power. Kelly, please, in the blue, makes the move from the front.
And it's the Kelly against the Kelly.
Down the home straight. Please looking to take this one. Darlene almost flying in hot from the outside. Doesn't quite make it in time. Alicia Stotts for third place at the line. That was a fast one. Cat 3 men to the rail. Cat 3 men to the rail. On deck, Cat 1, 2 men. 2 more unknown distances to go. And the neutral lap getting started. By now, you're pretty familiar with the way this race is going to work, but a larger field, and once again, we come into this without the knowledge of knowing how long it'll be. I already see at least 3 riders in this group that are not going to just sit in it. So this one's definitely going to look different than the first 2. I got my eye on the rider already at the front. Tyler Arnoldi is one of those riders that will not allow it to just sit totally still. So I can anticipate this one's going to look and feel quite a bit different than those last 2. Don't need a bell to be motivated if you're Tyler. He's going to go ahead and get down that sprinter's lane and try to get things going on lap number 1. Bib 30 moving along. And down the back straight, the tempo is looking great here early on as Arnoldi wants to make it fast. The rider in the purple pulls up and out of the way. He's taking his turn, his pull, and now things are cruising along. As Orton Thordarson at the front for just a moment, number 320 pulls out of the way for Hyun Lee. Good time to talk about one of our sponsors that brings racing to you every single week. It's the Broadmark Realty Capital. Folks, they have been supporting the track for years. In fact, you can look over in turn number 1. Broadmark Realty has been an absolute champion for us here at the track. They specialize in capital projects and financial support in those ways, and they are not just making big moves happen on that side of things, but they really have been, again, just incredibly supportive of us over the years. And, of course, you've got some riders still out there wearing the white, blue, and yellow of the team. So, as always, a big thanks to Broadmark Realty Capital for their years of support here at the Velodrome. Our Turn 1 sponsor. Hitting the home straight, it's Liquid Velo, heating things up. No one's going to sit still in this Cat 3 field. They know the bell could ring at any time. Apply pressure when you can. It's Ben Jurassic for Liquid Velo is the instigator here. Matthew Brady in that yellow and orange. COS Racing on the lead now. It's a group of 3 sort of working as a team. Believe that's our rider from Gene Johnson, Andrew Lynch. Also in this lead group. 4 laps completed. Indeed, it's going to be number 319. Andrew Lynch rounding out this group of 3. The rider in blue takes his turn and rotates back. Everybody else is in pursuit now. That's going to be 2 riders that have poked their way off the front of the field trying to bridge the gap. In fact, our GoPro view, Mr. G, the black and pink, starting to get close as he's heading down that back straight, and he's rounding the corner, just about to get up there. Might make a group of 5. A nice move for the rider from Dyna Racing if he can get up there. Number 310 still trying to keep the pace quick. It'll be a group of 5, though, here momentarily. The field, a little bit of scramble mode now. 324 as Joseph Deck starts to pick this pace up a little bit. The rider in the black and white brings with him a group of 5. And now the field, just now coming onto the back straight, is being left in the dust. Our lead 2 groups may combine and make our new field. This is the move right now. No bell still. And who knows how many more laps of this. Matthew Brady says, I don't mind. I'm just going to keep the pace rolling. That's number 310 still on the front. Our first rider to catch the lead in the black and the pink now at the front, Scott Grinsel. He takes a slower pace now. He realizes things are kind of coming back together again. He's done his job. He's in the race. He's in this front group, which is now 10, all sort of coming together. Leaving out a number of riders and sort of shrinking down this field. It is no surprise if you look back in that back group, you'll notice a couple riders that I would consider more of that fast twitch, sort of short distance specializers. They didn't make this jump over. They weren't able to make it through. So here we are instead with our group of 10 trying to weed things out pretty early. 7 laps completed and no bell. Odin Thordarson in that dark blue on the lead of the lap right now, hitting that Stanley sign in turn 3. Our Beverage Cup sponsor, Stanley, stepping up big again here in 2022. 8 laps completed. A little bit of fake on the bell. No bell yet. Matthew Brady pulling up to the right-hand side. That's going to be one of the younger riders we have here at the track. Ben Jurassic pulling towards the front. He's starting to take off a little bit here. This could be dangerous for the field. They need to try to keep this together. They're worried that the bell could ring at any point. They saw that women's race, how fast that bell rang. And Jurassic says, I'm not really one for these big, long moves. Actually, I'm trying to bait you. And they didn't take the bait. He swings up high and resets things. Everybody kind of gathers back up again. There's the bell. It's 9 laps completed. Brady thought, I'm going to get off the front. No, I'm not. Bell's ringing. Compelled to sprint from the front as Brady takes the lead of the lap. That's Snowby in the neon colors on his right-hand side, starting to come into the picture. Peter Snoblin at Airtech Racing. Another move coming from the middle of the field is Jerry Baker Jr. starting to accelerate. Rider in the black and the blue coming up around the right-hand side. It's going to be a couple of juniors starting to sprint this thing out. It looks like Will Fowler takes the front spot. Matthew Brady still trying to hold on in the sprinter's lane. It's Will Fowler on the right-hand side. Will Fowler down the middle. Ben Jurassic on the outside. Ben Jurassic will take it by half a bike length. Will Fowler had the early lead And a great move from both of the young riders. Matthew Brady with the sprint from the front almost holds on for a top 2 spot, but the kids steal it away. That's some great racing, folks. Man, we've been missing it. It's been hard lately, all this darn rain. Silly Pacific Northwest. Hopefully it bodes well for all of our summers, having all this rain in June. We can only hope. All right, it looks like our last riders are finishing up, and we are clear for the Cat 1-2 field. To the rail, please. Cat 1-2 competitors to the rail. Cat 1-2 men to the rail. Unknown distance.
Rico La.
All right, thanks.
Oh, the home straight making some noise here for somebody. All right, the Cat 1-2 men. Oh, okay. Memberlin says, I know it's for me. It's for me. He wants some love. Dyna Racing sticking off the back, hamming it up.
Let's go, Nolan!
Nolan Adams back from taking a spill about a month ago. Feeling ready to race tonight. And back into this field. Another good turnout tonight from the Cat 1-2 men as we've got an unknown distance in our last one before we're going to jump into some win and outs. Tonight's a relatively short set of races overall. The lap distances aren't massive, especially with these unknown distances being on the short side so far. Let's see how this one turns out for the Cat 1-2 men and how active these riders will take it. There's the whistle to get things started. Off we go for who knows how long. Andrew Karlberg and Dave Chipchase having a little bit of a talk at the front here, trying to decide who's going to make the first move or how long this race is going to be for. More likely how long they could sit there before somebody takes it from them. It'll be Chipchase to take the left-hand turn down to the sprinter's lane, and we'll just take the first attack here. Says, why not? Let's see what happens. Riding in the black and green for Liquid Velo. Chip's on the move, and it looks like he's got at least one rider who will bite this time. Pete Cycling sending out Ludo Max in the black and turquoise blue, and in fact he says that was just all I needed to go on the solo move. Number 35 starting to pull away already. Doesn't need any help. Henry Case with the laser, one of our junior riders, is the third rider in the lineup now. He pulls out from the front of the field, and he says, I don't think Ludo should be allowed to get away here. This might be a problem. Ludo's had definitely some great success out here at our velodrome, and is a name you got to look out for. If he gets out here and gets some distance, he can just have this consistent tempo and may just become the winner of the race default here by the inaction of the rest of the riders. So he's just going to keep on the pedals for now. You got to be at the front to win this race. It's a scratch race with who knows how many laps. So Sam Frigo, number 37, in the blue of the Gene Johnson cycling team, makes a move to start bringing the field closer and abandons it pretty quickly, allowing this to continue to ride away. There's a distance in their mind here. This field has got a certain amount of comfort about how long they're going to let this rider get out in front of them before they need to try to catch it. They're letting him go pretty far, though, with 3 laps completed. It's still Ludo Max all on his own. Number 13, Daniel Tomko at the lead for a moment. Helps keep this lineup moving quick as they're in single file and looking like they're pretty comfy, trying to catch back up to the pace of Ludo now. That's Matty Hers taking his turn at the front. He pulls up and out of the way, and several riders join him, actually, in abandoning that, being a little selfish, trying to not be on the front too long. They know this is likely still going to be a very fast finish, and they got to try to save their speed as much as they can. There's a rider to watch out for if this goes to a group sprint. Super Mario Sandoval on the green at the front there for a moment, the red bike. Ready for Fountain Cycling. Definitely a quick finisher. Pops back into the middle of the field. They're close enough to the leader. You can see they're not as anxious anymore about this distance. The distance between Ludo and the field, not what it once was. It's close enough, it seems like, as most of the riders are sort of allowing this to be. In fact, they now sit to the right of the blue line. Most of them sitting high in the slow lane.
Andrew Martin there with a stealth move off the front, trying to catch Ludo. Could be a good match for the two of them off the front.
Definitely two riders that could team up well. I wonder about how much Ludo's got left as he's been out here for so long already. Andrew Martin, though, fresh pair of legs, could help encourage him to keep going. 6 laps completed. There you saw a couple riders, again, near the front, just immediately abandon, not take their poles. This is that selfishness that's kind of required when you don't know how long the race is going to be and you're really trying to win this thing. You got to keep your efforts ready. And instead of staying on the front, a lot of riders will sweep up quickly instead of taking their pole. Here's that combo of Martin and Max working together on the home straight, though. So now Andrew Martin happy to be up here at the front of the race and driving the train for a little bit. Little Max even happier to have a buddy to be on the wheel for a moment. And just like that, it looks like the front of the race is going to become the rest of this field, as it looks like Galen Erickson's starting to make the move in. And over the top, it'll be our rider in the blue with the white helmet, as Galen Erickson now the new front of the race. And no bell, 8 laps completed. Effectively bringing with him the rest of this field. I think I know who the cheering squad's for. That's for Scott. I think I figured it out. Maybe not. I didn't get a second cheer. All right, another move off the front here as the field's starting to kind of relax a little bit with 9 laps completed. Emmett Culp, number 38, working with Sam Frigo, number 37. Emmett Culp of the Digital Commerce Bank team out of Portland is the rider in the second spot right now. He's got the blue with some yellow on the red bike, now taking the front wheel. Sam Frigo on his wheel for the Gene Johnson cycling team. This is a well-timed move after all that effort to catch the leaders. This is kind of in that sort of critical zone where if I'm thinking about how long this race would be, I'd be gambling somewhere in here myself. So this might be the perfect move for these two if they can hold off the charge from the rest of this field. Center Cycle's starting to try to draw things in closer, keep it within range. But, man, that's a pretty big jump right now to get up to the leaders. They have very handedly pushed themselves away as they go under turn 3 Stanley sign. The field is just now coming onto the back straight. They're not quite a half lap up, but they're certainly inching in that direction. Here we go, folks. 10 laps completed. Emmett Culp, number 38, still looking in a great position here, teaming up with Sam Frigo. This might be the race. It depends on how much longer it's going to go for and how much longer these guys are going to let it get away from them. 11 laps completed, my mistake. Culp and Frigo pairing up here. 11 laps completed. Looking very smooth, very confident in their pace right now, not showing a lot of wear and tear for their earlier efforts just to get here. This is putting the rest of the field on notice, as these two definitely have shown up today to race. Endurance being one of their keys to victory tonight. If you're going to apply endurance as your main weapon, you got to go, and that's what these two have done. Still no bell. It's Emmett Culp again on the front. That's number 38.
Half a lap ahead and no real big moves off the peloton here. They're not going to catch them if they don't get going unless this is a 30-lap race.
And even then, I'm not sure they will if this is their current tempo. They've actually widened across the track, and they're showing sort of a passive pace right now. In fact, yes, they are indeed closer to the back of this field than the field is to the back of them. They are making good progress. In the theoretical situation in which they do catch, they go up the lap, and then they really wouldn't have to sprint. They just finish with the field. They would be the top two positions. Who they need to sprint against is each other, as they would be in a head-to-head within the field to figure out who's first and second. They may decide to kind of keep it here, though. Oh, and from all the way downtown, we get the bell ringing. It's 1 to go. Here's our 2 leaders getting the bell. 1 to go. Culp on the front. Frigo on his wheel. It's a match sprint here at this point, as both riders are at about 50% output and speed. The field knows that they're going to be getting the bell as well, as they heard the sound. So Andrew Martin looking down, looking as he's getting challenged. Nothing coming yet. 10-speed hero in a great spot. Ludo Max at the front of the field. We keep our eyes on the leaders now as they round the corner. Sam Frigo makes a nice move out of turn 3. It's going to be a head-up match between these two, and Emmett Culp trying to hold on to the sprinter's lane, but it looks like Sam Frigo might have it on the outside. Frigo will let out the cheer as he's got this one in the bag. Number 37 with a great finish. Andrew Martin's trying to hold on for the rest of this pack. Look out, here they come awfully fast. Andrew Martin, he's starting to pedal some squares. He's holding on, though. I think he's got third place in the bag. Here comes fourth, coming in fast. Whoa, on the outside, it's going to be Matty Hers, number 15 in the white. Woo. The unknown distance delivering tonight. That was some fun racing. All right. Track is cleared up nicely. We can bring our riders up here in just a moment. We are almost clear. I only have a couple interactions on the YouTube so far I see out there. They're cheering for Chip Chase, both of them. Chip, you got fans out there. We'll need to check in with you later and see how you're doing. Say hi to your fans at some point. I think Annette Williams in the Beverage Garden's got the microphone. You could say hi to the doting fans out there. All right, up to the rail now, the Cat 4 men for the win and out. Riders in the neutral lap here for the win and out. This is basically run by a 4x3 where the first rider on certain laps is going to get out of the race and in a top finishing position. So it pays to sprint on those laps. Therefore, the win and out, you get to get done early, in fact. And this one's great. In fact, if you can win this race, you get done nice and early. On the very first sprint, you're going to hear a bell at 10 to go, and the next lap around, the first rider across the line gets first place, and they're done early. They get to be done after only 3 laps of racing. After that, there'll be another bell 3 laps later for second, another bell 3 laps later for third, and then there'll be a bell at 1 to go for the final lap, and all the rest of the places will be sorted out there. So yes, if you get first, second, or third, your race is a little bit shorter, but of course the stakes are going to be pretty high. Everybody's going to want to try to take a shot at some of those spots, and this is where you have to kind of calculate a little bit. Is it worth going for the big finish, a first or second place, or do you want to try to time it for maybe third? Or you might find yourself sort of an easy fourth that you wouldn't anticipate in a race like the win and out, because all the the hot shots went for all the big ones and didn't get it. And they're all gassed out. That may also happen. So this one can kind of turn fields on their heads a little bit, depending on how people compete. First opportunity for placing will be coming up here shortly, as when they see 10 to go, the bell will be ringing for first place. There we go. The sprint for first already going on. Who wants to take it? Here in the Cat 4s, our winner of the first race, number 435, is down the sprinter's lane. David Madison, the rider for the J. Baker Juniors. Our winner in the unknown distance is down in the sprinter's lane and trying to find the win here again, but he's got lots of riders all on his wheel. They said, all right, we saw you. We're going to watch where you are now. Now the sprint coming around from the outside. Ooh, it's getting a little bit busy through turn 3. It's going to be 3 riders at the front, starting to spread out. It's Mike George down the middle, the rider on the green, in a really good spot. He's trying to make the run at it. Oh, can the junior hold on? Oh. 406 giving the official call. It's Mike George, your winner for the win and out here in the Cat 4s. The rest of the riders are still in. Mike George is done. Next time we get a bell, it's for second place. The junior from the front, not able to get it. He came across the line second, but that's not going to be worth anything. All that effort spent, he's got to recover. Not going to be a competitor, most likely in the second place sprint. As anybody trying to make a big move for that first place finish will have to be in recovery for at least a while. Good time for a rider like Alex here at number 405 to get on the pedals a bit and try to put some pressure. If you're trying to rest, well, he says, well, you don't get to rest. I'm going to make it hard. This group of 5 coming out of turn 4 is the lead of the race. Everybody else just behind them. There's that bell for second place again. This now for second place is Alex Akel, number 405, still at the front, now on the move. Up and out of the saddle. Merrick Gallagher just a stone's throw behind him on the wheel. Might be Merrick's time to shine. The rider with that red helmet makes the move around the outside, and nobody else really there to challenge. The rest of the field, I think, already recognizes what's going on. Gallagher in the perfect spot, takes that wheel and makes the big acceleration. Another one of our juniors. Younger riders here at the track making the corner, and everybody's making lots of noise for Gallagher as he comes rolling by for second place. The rest of the field's still in it. Third place coming up in a couple laps is Alex Akel, still at the front. Akel, excuse me, for the Audi racing team in the red. And why wouldn't you go ahead and keep riding on the tempo you've already set for yourself? He's already separated himself from the field. Slowing down now really wouldn't do him a whole lot of good. Here, at least, it makes the field work to catch him. He might even find himself in third place if he can stay away from this group. Keep on the pace. Women are on deck for their win and out coming up next. 5 to go. Bell next lap, as it's still our rider for the red and Audi squad, hoping to hear the bell before that field catches. You find yourself enjoying what we're doing tonight, don't forget we race every single Friday night as long as it ain't raining. You hear that, Washington? Come on. It's been a bad couple of weeks. But you know what? Here we are, and it looks good for a while at least. Where's the wood? Here we go. Okay. Looking good for a while. We're hoping to get lots of great racing in the month of July. Every Friday night you can find us here at 7 p.m. as long as the rain's holding off for some great racing. Bell's ringing. It's 4 to go, and this time it's for third place. Alex still on the front, but look out. Here comes some riders from the field. JC Pile number 418 is on the move. It's one of the juniors again trying to upset the balance. I don't know if Alex has got enough distance or speed left in him. It's going to be now the junior overtaking. Pile brings with him a couple more riders. JC on his own at the front. Nobody challenging yet. He's got a nice opening here. Some riders in pursuit, but I don't think they've got the time left to catch. Number 418. 418 is called. That is JC Pile. Takes third place. Two riders off the front getting encouraged to keep on the pace, as it looks like Madison made his way back up again. This time he's not alone. He's got a buddy. So two riders off the front. They will be vying now for fourth place in a couple laps when we see one to go. That'll be for fourth, fifth, and all the rest of the places sorted out. These two putting themselves ahead of the rest of the field. Michael Westover coming all the way from Mercer Island in the red. making his presence known up on the front of the field, along with Madison in the black and blue of the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team. Women coming up next. We've got ourselves just another lap here of racing. Here's the sort out 4th and 5th. We already found our winner, our 2nd place rider, our 3rd place rider. Now it's to figure out the rest of the positions. So the bell ringing, 1 to go. Madison looking over his shoulder, waiting for Westover to make the first move. And indeed, the rider in red will start to accelerate. He's leaving the sprinter's lane open, though, so not wanting to be too aggressive. Westover hitting turn 3. Madison in a great spot and has the advantage of the draft. Just has to make the move if he can find a little extra speed coming out of the corner. We've seen what he can do in the unknown distance. Does he have enough still at this point in the race? It looks like he will. It'll be Madison for 4th and Westover for 5th in today's win and out for the Cat 4s. Just a couple more finishers here. It looks like this should be 1 more, 2 more riders finishing up. Great time to head on over to the QT food truck behind the building here. I know you're feeling hungry. It's been a long, beautiful evening, and you're going to hang out for some more racing. Might as well come over and get some quesadillas and share with the family. Got delicious tacos. You can put a little bit of hot sauce on top of that. Grab a nice ice-cold Coke, and you got yourself set for tonight. That's right, QT food truck right out here behind the building is ready to take your order. I can personally recommend how much I enjoyed the chorizo burrito. It was fantastic. Put in your order now. You can grab something hot and delicious for the rest of the evening, or take it home with you as you leave the Velodrome tonight.
Riders ready? Roll out!
It's another win and out this time for the women. The race format works exactly the same.
Another win and out this time for the women. The race format works exactly the same. It's 12 laps in total. 4x3 is the format. I'm going to see if my partner in crime, Annette, is down there somewhere to give me a little bit of insight. Annette, are you still around here? I think Annette's still hanging out. Hopefully the microphone's working. I don't know.
Hey, Corey, I am here.
Woohoo!
Please tell me what race we're racing.
And I know, right? We're in this win and out, and I'm always
Win
thinking,
and out,
yeah,
okay.
and I'm always thinking in my head, like, this is that race where it kind of can turn itself on its head, like too many hot shots going for first place, right? And all of a sudden you've got all your fast finishers going for 4th and 5th because they miss out. Does that ever go in your mind, like how much to risk or gamble on these early sprints, or how do you approach something like that as an athlete?
Well, this is one of my favorite races, the win and out. So I'm the patient one and tries to go for the win. But there's so many strategies in this race, depending on where you think you want to place. On going for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are also really good strategies versus the all or nothing on the win.
Yeah, it's like I feel like there's a lot of value in like watching in first place right away. You know, like watch them all fight over, and you're like, okay, now I can see where my opportunities are. Is there enough people went for it for 2nd or for 1st? Now 2nd is practically wide open. Make my attack, or man, actually, I'm going to need to be a little more strategic, play it out a little bit, and see what happens on the next sprint. I think it's kind of one of those races that sort of turns that thing backwards a bit. So I find it very fascinating to watch how the riders approach it.
Well, one good strategy is if you don't think you have it for the first, you get on that wheel of the first place and stay out there off the front and get the 2nd place.
Yeah, I've seen that move before in this field, actually. I think I've watched a certain young rider do that on your wheel a few times out here on a Friday night. We'll see if we see something similar tonight or not, as we're just in the first lap for the women. They'll get a bell next time for the winner. So already, if they're wanting to go for the win, positioning has to be in their mind. You also got to realize you get the shorter race. You can kind of just go for it and know that if you do make it, you got plenty of recovery time. It's when you don't that it really bites.
And there's Amara positioning herself up front for the win.
Got to get out fast. Why not?
And Danny, never discount Danny.
Danny Scoville, the speedster of the junior girls out here. She's got some great top speed.
Danny's got somebody covering her wheel for her.
Oh, yeah. Riders marking who they want to follow. Down the sprinter's lane, 2:05 is Holsteiner getting things started as the bell's ringing. This is for the win. The neon helmet is Scoville. We're just talking about her a moment ago. The winner of the first race is Kelly Please, playing shark on her wheel, trying to hold on to the top speed of this youngster. Please come into position. Kelly Darlene, the other Kelly, is now going to be in third position in the lineup. It's going to be three riders in a line. Scoville and Please, can they make this one interesting? It's still going to be Scoville down the sprinter's lane. She's got the shorter distance to win the race. Can she hold on? Kelly Please is already looking around saying, I think you got it, Danny.
All right.
Scoville.
Way to go, Danny.
Number 10.
Okay, so now let's see if these two stay off the front for second place.
I think the key is Kelly Darlene is up there, right? If you've got Kelly Darlene up there, these two riders say, yep, let's keep it going. If it's just one of the, or the other, maybe not.
Well, if I was in the field, I'd be getting my get to the front there and pull that back.
Yeah, let's
right
get
now.
up there. This is dangerous. You've got Kelly Please, always a strong rider. You've got a national champion in her category in the time trials, and she is an absolute machine. So these two working out the front, look out. 4 riders together, starting to try to bring this thing a little bit closer, following Annette's suggestion. You do not want to let this get too far away, and I know both Kellys out there are saying, stop telling them that.
We got 4 riders trying to pull back the 2 off the front.
The pace of the leaders kind of mostly looks like they're kind of settled in, not really too urgent at this exact moment. They know the bell is coming, and they're in a good spot, and once they get up to speed, I think they feel like they got this one. There's the bell for second. It's Darlene and Please. Number 6, Kelly Please in the blue, in front of the blue and black of the Jerry Baker Jr.'s rider, Kelly Darlene. The field kind of inching a little closer here.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Kelly pulled up and made the other Kelly take the lead.
A little bit of cat and mouse, a little swap in action here.
But they're going to get caught. They're looking at each other, forgetting that there's a field behind them.
Do they have enough snap here? And it looks like they may be able to snap ahead still. Kelly Darlene, nice move from the front. She's got enough. She was calculating this one. Number 1 comes across the line, getting the official call as well. It will match up, and she will take her exit in second place.
Okay, now we have 3 vying for third place.
That's going to be a nice group of 3, and they are well ahead of any of the chasing riders. So now they are very much looking at each other for who's going to find third. Kelly Please has been out here with Darlene for a while, so she's got in her mind, like, I got to get this. I got to find a way to beat these two. Alicia Stott's in the green, one of the riders to kind of help bring this thing back together again. Nielsen, number 5, Heather Nielsen, is the third rider in this group. And those 3 are sort of just settling in. It's sort of a 3-up match sprint in sort of a way. They're just going to keep enough tempo on that there's no threat of anybody catching them. They're just kind of keeping the bike moving forward and then waiting for the bell. In fact, here I wouldn't be surprised to see them fan out a little bit like you see them doing here in turns 3 and 4, taking up a little bit more track space and sort of playing it patient.
Now they're sitting up track, not afraid of getting caught.
Getting up along the rail, that's Kelly
3-up match
Please.
sprint.
Trying to match sprint against Heather Nielsen. She's on the wheel, and both riders kind of letting Alicia Stotts take the sprinter's lane ahead of them. Maybe giving her a little too much room here. Please has got a lot of confidence in her top speed.
Kelly's got this.
Good acceleration down the hill. It should be able to close and catch the wheel as they hit turn 3. Then just needs to carry momentum through and over the top. Bringing with her Heather Nielsen. Nielsen losing some room, though, not able to get back onto that wheel. It looks like it's Kelly Please. Knows she's got the muscle to carry this one, and she'll pull through. Number 6 for third. Getting a nice round of applause from turn 1 as she sweeps up.
And now we got 2 going for 4th.
And then there were 2.
These 2 are nice, evenly matched here. It'll be interesting to see if they stay off the front and who wins the match sprint on these 2.
Yeah, agreed. Top speed, pretty well matched. They both seem to have sort of a good mixed skill set in terms of their top speed and endurance. One could, you could maybe take a gamble and say early attack, try something kind of crazy, but most likely here we're going to see these 2 riding a match sprint. Just stay away from the field and then play the game. 2 to go.
Amara's going to try and pull it back.
With 2
It's
laps
right
to go.
there. She wants that 4th place.
Our field's still in the chase and a decent distance away. Not going to be immediately threatening, as just not enough time left to catch at this point. They're going to be seeing 1 to go and hearing that bell very quickly. Now here comes that move again to the blue line. Both riders playing the game, starting to get ready and in their spots to sort of watch each other. Oh, the move coming here across the finish line. Heather Nielsen says, sure, I'll go with the 400-meter move. Alicia Stotts trying to respond and just get onto the wheel. If she can hold on to, then she's got the advantage. But right now it's still Nielsen putting a good pressure on. Gap starting to close this a little bit. This is the sprint for 4th. As they hit the turn, Alicia Stotts is close enough that she's getting a pretty good draft. Does she have enough kick here still to come around the outside? The shorter lane for Nielsen as they hit the home straight.
It's going to be close.
Stotts is starting to accelerate a little bit here. Nielsen holding on to the spot. Whoa! Our closest finish yet, I think, for 4th place. I want to give it to the right on the inside unofficially, but it was close.
Corey, who do you think you got that? I don't have a
Nielsen,
good view from
yeah,
here.
Nielsen, I think, got that one. The official head nod gives me some confidence that I made the right call. So,
Did Amara come in for 5th?
I believe that would have been 6th. Behind the 4th and 5th places of Nielsen and Stotts in that order.
Oh, yes. Forgot.
Right, indeed.
My math's not good.
That's okay. You're having fun, and you're out here. You're enjoying this beautiful evening. So that's all good. Cat 3s are coming up to the rail now for their win and out. On deck, Cat 1-2 men for the win and out. All right, I don't think I need to run you down the race format anymore. If you've been watching the last couple, you get the idea. The first sprint for the win, just a few laps in. This is going to be our Cat 3 men going on their neutral lap. We'll start out at turn 4 if they're all together, and we'll see how this one goes. This has been, I think we've just been really excited to have another race night. Everybody's been really showing up today and putting out a good show for us here tonight. And there's our whistle. Racing's underway. Bell at 10 to go for the win. Good to see a couple more folks tuning in and cheering on from the YouTube live chat. I see Joanne Kazanowski, always a fan of the velodrome, traveling the world doing what she does, checking in and enjoying the unknown races. Good to hear from you, Joanne. Mike Ritter cheering on for his Audi teammates off the front. Amy Joris cheering for Mike, winning in the Cat 4 race earlier. Thanks for tuning in and supporting your riders and cheering for the athletes today. If you're here in person, don't forget you can go to velodrome.org/live to pick up the live stream really quickly. Drop a thumbs up and a subscribe. Help us promote and share. It makes a big difference. We've already picked up several more subscribers today. In fact, we started this season, I think, under 300, and we're now nearing 800 just a few weeks later. It's been a meteoric season for us, and we're trying to keep the momentum going. There's our first bell. The win of the race is coming up. It's the Power Ranger on the front. Stanley Douglas is here. Stan Douglas, over 360, the big powerhouse on the front. He may not have been able to finish the unknown distance, but let me tell you, he's here to win this thing. Oh, the Red Ranger. Matthew Brady's on his wheel, though. Unfortunately, it's going to be overtaken coming into turn 3. Matthew Brady of COS Racing is making a big turn of the wheels here. He was geared up for this one. Exploding off the front of this field. Matthew Brady, 310. A recent transplant here from the Colorado scene. We've been enjoying watching Matthew with one heck of a great season so far here at the Velodrome. Good move here from riders already out in a good position. Might as well keep the pace going as Ben Jurassic. We saw what he can do in the unknown distance. The rider with the black and the green back off the front here. Just instigating. Now we've got a break of 2. The field behind. No bell yet, but they're setting themselves up for the sprint for second. Better to sprint against 1 than against 15. At 7 to go, the bell's ringing again. Owen Thordarson, the rider in the front, number 320. Going head-to-head with Ben Jurassic. It's Odin on the lead spot. Ben's very happy being on the draft of this one. Tough spot for Odin. Can he hold on to the sprint? He's going to force the rider in black and green over. Oh, and it just goes away. Ben Jurassic's got all the speed here. And Odin says, nope, not my game to win. Liquid Velo. Ben Jurassic with a nice turn out of turn 3, really picks up the speed. Odin Thordarson, number 320, still in this one, looking for some help. That's Joseph Deck, number 324, the rider in the white and the black. While all of our eyes are focused on the field, or on the sprint at the front, I should say, Joe Deck kind of pops off from the field and now finds himself trying to lead this thing. Odin Thordarson was in such a good position. Doesn't seem to have much in the tank, though, as he's watching Deck ride away from him. 5 to go. Bell next time for 3rd place. If you're tuning on the live stream and getting a little bit of the in-person action, you're watching from the front of Mr. G, the rider in the black and pink of the Dyna Racing team, helping us out with the GoPro view tonight in this field. Still Joe Deck off the front as he gets the bell. He's in the perfect spot. Just got to keep on the pedals. Accelerating nicely as he hears the call of the bell, trying to not let this field catch him. This is for 3rd. Snowby, number 314, starting to accelerate the rider in the neon. Picking up good pace here. Oh, I don't know if Joe's going to be able to hold on to this one. A couple riders coming along with Snowby, riding the wheel. Look out for Gene Johnson Cycling, also in a good position. A couple more riders in the chase. I see one of the riders from the Jerry Baker Jr. making their way up. It's still going to be Joe Deck on the front, but he is about to lose that position. Here comes the neon of Veritech Racing. It's Snoblin now taking the front, bringing with him one other rider on the wheel. This is a tough order to beat. Oh, the sprint is on. Not quite enough for rider 314. It's 319 on the outside. Andrew Lynch for the Gene Johnson Cycling team found a wheel and followed it right up to the finish line. Snoblin still with all that speed he had to put out to be in that position says, I'm going to keep it going. He's encouraged a couple more riders to join alongside. He says, I'm gassed. That was a sprint. Number 317 navigates to the front. Colin Stotts in the green of Found Cycling sees 2 to go. Next bell is 1 to go, and for all the rest of the positions, 4th and 5th and so on. In a couple laps, we got the Cat 1-2 men coming up for their win and out. Group of 5 make out the front of this race as they hit the home straight as the bell's now ringing. This is a familiar face. It's Odin Thordarson from the very first lap coming back into it, number 320. Scott Grinsell, number 313. Mr. G is right there on the wheel. This now a sprint for 4th and 5th. Will Fowler trying to get back up to the rider with that white helmet and the black jersey in the middle of these 5. It's going to be Mr. G of the Dyna Racing team making the nice move off the front, and it doesn't look like anybody can match this one. Nicely timed by him. Found a good wheel and a great attack to close this race off, and another fantastic race series for here from the Cat 3 men as Mr. G finds 4th. And it looks like Colin Stotts for the Found Cycling team will end up in 5th. Couple more finishers here, and we're going to bring out our next group. Here comes the Cat 1-2 man. This for the last of our win and outs tonight. Good view here along the grandstands. You can pick out your favorite racers. Or, egg them on. You can do that too. Make fun of them. Whatever kind of floats your boat. If you really want to get into the action, though, the beverage garden's still open and serving. We've got lots of cups ready to pour tonight. Locust Ciders and Post-Stock Brewery serving throughout the evening. Come on over and join us. As we still have one more series of races to go for each of our categories. The Super Sprints coming up in a moment.
All right. Let's do it.
Off we go into the neutral. The biggest victory happens earliest on, the first sprint for first. Enjoy what you're seeing. Don't forget, you too can get onto the track and race, or just learn to ride it. We've got lots of ways to get involved in the track, and an easy way is our Try the Track classes, both for adults and kids. Totally free for the kids, just $10 for the adults, and it includes, during your time here, a rental bike. So you don't even have to have a track bike. You too can get out here and give it a spin. We'll show you how these fixed gear machines work, get you sort of the rundown of how to ride safely on the track, and let you just kind of give it a go and see if you like it. If you want to know more about those courses, head to velodrome.org and find the education tab where you too can sign up for an opportunity to race and ride on the track. Whoa, Galen Erickson putting in his signature out of the saddle move right away, engaging this race. He wants to win it in 3 laps, and he knows that his way to do it is just go, go, go. He's going to burn a big match here, folks, in this race. The 1K, a very common time trial distance, is basically the distance he's going to have to go a little longer than that. He's just going to try and go 3 times around the track. It's a 1.2K event for number 29. Now in the solo position off the front. Emmett Culp, one of our riders up from Portland, says, no way, Jose, I'm going to try and get you back if I can. The rider in the blue and the yellow starting to make a move to try to keep Galen Erickson within striking distance. This is a big move from Erickson. If this pays off, I would be absolutely amazed. If nothing else, it is interesting with the bell ringing. Can he hold on? 1 to go for the winner. 1 to go for the winner. Whoa, look at the move. It's number 37 flying into the lead. Sam Frigo takes the lead spot by a mile now, it feels like. Emmett Culp is not done with this one, though. Oh, look out for a couple of riders still in the pursuit. Emmett Culp with great top speed. He's bringing with him another top finisher. Do they have enough time to get there? Look how close this might be. Oh, Sam Frigo with plenty of speed. He's got lots of distance. I don't think they have the time to get there. Not going to make it. 37 finds it. Cool move from Culp and Sandoval, but it's not early enough, not big enough of a move to catch Karlberg. My mistake on the call. Andrew Karlberg almost getting up there with Mario Sandoval, hoping to win this race with the big, fast finish, but unfortunately Frigo just too far ahead, and the rider from Gene Johnson capitalizes big time. Karlberg is in sneaky leader's jersey colors. I need to get used to this season's leader's jersey. I haven't been out here enough times. That's what the problem is. All right. I see you, Andrew. I see you. I see you. Oh, I'm supposed to help out. I'm sorry, Tyler. Andrew. Is that, okay, I missed my chance, though. Feels late. I'll get used to the new look. On the back straight, most of the field together. They've left Sandoval off on his own. It's Super Mario from the Pound Cycling Guild. Great fast finisher, but now he's going to show off the kind of endurance he has, too. Rolling around through turns 3 and 4, Sandoval will be able to just cruise in for this second place. Our rider from Found Cycling Guild will clean up nicely. Bit of a sprint here for no gain, as it's I guess just for the glory. The winner of the nothing sprint is Culp, I think. All these riders are still in the race, so it's only Mario Sandoval making the exit. Everybody else is still racing. Culp is still in the race. That is not the sprint for the second place position. That is not the sprint. Culp is still in the race. I think he's sitting up. 5 to go. Next sprint will be for third. Bell's ringing. This now for third. Mike Darlene from Center Cycles has just made a solo move. This has been an interesting race here in the winning out for the 1-2s. Sandoval on his own. Now it's Mike Darlene just floating out in front of the field. A rider in the blue cruising in for third overall in the field. Number 17, flying high today. All that's left now is the sprint for fourth and fifth, and the rest of the positions on the final lap.
Goes to show the strategy of a stealth, non-violent move off the front can do for you. He snuck off the front. Nobody took him serious.
Indeed. Very, very stealthy move. And I didn't even catch it. And I got a good view up here. So nice move from Darlene. One more sprint to go for this field. Scene 2 to go. Next time around, the bell's ringing.
Tomka's trying his teammates' move here.
Yeah, learning from some good riding out here. This is Tomko. I think I know how to try. One to go. Not letting this one get away is Matty Hers, number 15.
He was not successful in getting enough track there in between them.
And there goes Hers in the white to overtake. I believe that's Henry Kaiser in the second wheel spot now, trying to come in for what would be fifth. Matty Hers in the all white looks to find fourth today in our winning out. And the Jerry Baker Jr. number 18, Henry Kaiser for fifth. And everybody finishing up on this lap. All right, bring up our next group to the rail. Looks like it's clear. Thank you. Cat 4s with a super sprint. If you're wondering what a super sprint is, well, so do half of the riders, I bet. Oh, no, we talked about it already. I'm just teasing. This is one we haven't really done, though. So a slightly new race format. We'll talk a little bit about it during the neutral lap. And we'll get these riders started here shortly. On deck after this, the women competitors. The super sprint is going to be run in such a way in which we are actually eliminating riders down to a large field, at least for an elimination race. Usually in elimination, you go all the way down just to the last riders. In a missing out, you go down just to 3. In this, we're going down to 8. So the field after elimination is quite large, and then we have a 5-lap race after that. So the remaining riders are going to go head-to-head in a race following this elimination. So first, guys, we'll eliminate some riders. Last rider across the line gets called out. Once we get down to 8, we'll make the call that we are at 8 and we're racing a scratch with the remaining riders. And then those riders will be racing for the top 8 positions. And the whistle signal, the racing is underway. Elimination start next lap. Last rider across the line next time around the track is eliminated. First elimination next time around the track. Watch the back of the field. That's where our eyes are going to be. These elimination races all about watching the last rider and where they choose to go and how they maneuver. Might be looking down towards the sprinter's lane on this one. 417, Daniel Pham. Daniel Pham. 417, Dan Pham. I believe 7 riders will be eliminated from this field yet, so we've started with twice as many as we needed. Jason Fuller getting the signal this time, and he knew it was coming. Not applicable to this field, but something we are trying new this year, the Rider of the Year sort of approach, where we're looking at certain races throughout the year and earning points for riders based on how well they do in those special races to go towards a Rider of the Year award at the end of the season. The super sprints will count for the elite men and the elite women today, so riders wanting to go for that Rider of the Year will be certainly wanting to put together a good effort tonight on this event. 410 getting the call, Kevin Ulrich. That Rider of the Year thing, a bit of a spin on our season omnium sort of approach that we've taken in years past, kind of a new way of recognizing riders showing up for some big events and picking up wins in select events throughout the year. Again, tonight's super sprints for the elite men, elite women will be going towards that Rider of the Year total. Another elimination to find here, still a few more riders. 416 is Sam Centuria. And another elimination. Look on the outside. Nice acceleration. Oh, I think it'll be enough. 445 trying to squeeze in the middle is Wayne Chang. A rider in the gray. 445 trying to nudge in the middle. Just didn't have quite enough elbow room to fit. Looks to be 2 more riders. We need to pull from this field of 10 to get us down to 8, and then we're into this 5-lap scratch event. .429, Anton. About to be into a 5-to-go event here. Just as we get this last elimination, as long as we don't have any hiccups, we'll be into this select scratch. Top 8 positions will be fought over. JC, the last rider in the group now, has to make the move around the right-hand side. Will be a rider down low. Oh, it might be. It's 4:35. Madison down in the lower part of the track. 4:35. Nowhere to go. Just saw 5 to go as they cross the line. So now we're in a scratch. No more eliminations. These 8 riders are your field. Not a common race format we do around here. A nice combination of a short scratch and a missing out kind of jammed together. Alex Eckel, excuse me, he's in the middle. That's not our leader right now. 4:33 is Michael Westover, the other rider in all red, sitting on the front of the field. Mike Jors in the all green right behind him. The third rider in the lineup is Gavin Newman, I believe. Another one of our young riders sneaking in here. One of our riders coming up from Portland, number 422. So making the trip up the I-5 corridor to compete in, again, our last remaining velodrome up here in the Pacific Northwest corner before making your way across the U.S.-Canadian border. And the 8 riders here happy to be on the wheel so far. Number 433, Michael Westover. Not a whole lot of aggression coming from the field, as I feel like they may have crossed the main mountain they're trying to get over, which is just survive the elimination. Now it's just sit this one out and do a big, fast group sprint to end it. Tempo's nice and consistent, nothing too fast at 2 to go. Everyone's catching their breath and looking around and looking pretty well rested. It's David Gilchrist in the black, blue, and with some pink highlights there. Number 499, just on the right side of our Portland competitor. Jacob Luna, another rider for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s team. There's the one to go. The big win coming up here. Who's going to take it? Whoa, Newman. Got it ready to go all the way from Portland's been saving this sprint. JC Pyle lining it up right behind another one of the young riders, and here's another junior. It's 3 juniors at the front. Audi Racing also trying to get on this one as Alex Eckel is making the run in it. Here comes Merrick Gallagher coming around the right-hand side with the rider in the red helmet. Alex Eckel with the red jersey. Red helmet, red jersey, red helmet, red jersey. Whoa! Red helmet, I think unofficially, but it is darn close. Merrick Gallagher down in the lower part I give the call to on my eyesight. It ain't perfect, but I feel pretty good about the call. Unofficial, of course, when I make it. Closest finish yet of the night. Great stuff. We'll wait on the official call, but either way, Alex and Merrick, they're going head-to-head at a great finish for the Cat 4, man. That's what we're talking about. Fun race in the Super Sprint. We've got a slightly different remix tonight for this field just to make sure the elimination is long enough. We're going to eliminate down to 5 riders instead of 8. So we'll be down to 5 riders, and then it's a 5-lap scratch. Very much like we just saw, just going to be a slightly smaller field, so we decided to let the elimination roll a little longer. So we start off with that elimination once we get the race going. On deck, Cat 3 men for their Super Sprint.
So 2 major strategies riding and missing out. Either ride from the front, protect the front, or ride from the back, play the devil role. Some people prefer one or the other, and then there's that middle ground that if you pay close attention, you can survive there for a long time, but if you get a little lax, you're probably going to get out.
Yeah, and in fact, this field, I think kind of more of them opting for that earlier role of being at the back and sweeping around the front. He's got a long tail on this field, not much bunching happening. So a lot of the riders are going to have to commit to sweeping over the top and accelerating here at the end. 204 is Rue. 204. Just a note for those in attendance here in the park, if you are missing a driver's license, if I saw you, I'd happen to know it belongs to you, but we had one turned in.
Kelly Dolan wants to be in the front. Control from the front.
Oh, head to head at the back. Number 8 already shaking her head as she saw losing a little bit of ground. It'll be our rider from Liquid Villa, Emily Alexander, out that lap. Again, we're going down to 5 this time, so we've got still, I believe, 4 more eliminations to go.
One strategy that generally never pays off is being in the pole lane more than 2 back.
Number 6, Kelly Please. Kelly Please in the middle.
Ouch. Unexpected on that one.
Yeah, somebody, based on the previous results, you'd expect to see in the top 3 in the field, but this format just was in the right place at the right time, didn't quite work out. But as you mentioned earlier, safe spot to be, and you'll notice Heather Nielsen's right alongside of her. Kelly Darlene says, yeah, the front, control the tempo. No way you can get beat when you're here, at least not until the field's a lot smaller. .205 on the far outside is Holslander.
7-8 across on the finish on that one. This is a precarious time for the person in second wheel down in the pole lane.
Yeah, our rider in green might be starting. She already looked over the right shoulder. She's starting to think like, okay, where can I go? This is where you have to do that kind of back pedal, abandon, reset, pull up, find a new lane, or just hope it all works out for you.
Not looking good. Did not think far enough ahead.
Here comes the move around the outside from 2 of our riders that have plenty of room to maneuver. And there it is.
This is one race where you really have to think ahead.
Yeah, about a lap or 2 out in front. Otherwise, you're caught in these situations where you just don't really have any way to move. And even sometimes with the planning, you get caught in tough spots. So Stotts makes her way off, and we've got 1 more rider to eliminate.
If you want to know how to ride this race well, Amara is a great person to watch.
Yeah, number 4 has always has enjoyed the role of being near the back and sort of picking people off. She rides it wonderfully. This time it's going to be Bella just falling off a little bit behind the pace.
Key to riding this race well is being able to look around you while riding forward. You got to know what's going on next to you and behind you.
We are now down to our field. So the surviving riders here quickly. We got our pace setter, Kelly Darlene, Heather Nielsen on her right, Scoville in the neon orange helmet. We saw what she can do in the right position. Lucy Gilchrist is number 22 in the black and the blue, and then at the back is number 4, Mara Edwards.
I see a volunteer.
At 3 to go. It's a straight up scratch at this point. So our field awaiting the bell, allowing Nielsen to kind of be the leading edge alongside of Kelly Darlene. bell will ring at 1 to go, and it's a straight-out sprint for the top 5 spots. At this tempo, I mean, I know my favorite out of the remaining riders, if they keep this speed going. Brightest helmet. If they keep this tempo, that's the pick. But that's for me. That's what I'm seeing. We'll see how they decide to roll through the next couple laps here. As they see 2 to go, the bell rings next time around the track. Kelly Darlene finds herself in the role of pace setting again as she comes along the rail, and the rest of the riders fan in behind her as number 1's got the lead spot. Edwards kind of controlling the position of Scoville, though, trying to show her the ropes about positioning, kind of keeping some of the riders up along the rail. Gilchrist happy to be on Amara's wheel, and it's still Darlene along the rail. They're riding a 5-rider sprint now. Moderate tempo, lots of lanes to the left open for everybody except for Scoville, who's got no lane to attack it. Nielsen will take the early jump. And Nielsen down to the sprinter's lane, wants to take the lead spot with 1 to go. And everybody's happy to be on that wheel. They're going to try and wait just a little longer down the back straight to restart this thing. It's going to be Darlene along the right-hand side with the perfect position, but look out also for Scoville, has plenty of room to maneuver. Here comes that orange helmet. Could have called this one from a minute ago. Here comes Danny coming around the corner.
Danny,
Great
Kelly,
finishing
Amara.
speed. It'll be Kelly Darlene and Amara Edwards going into the 3rd place finish here in our super sprint. Riders exit on the back straight. We should be good to go. Catherine Men to the rail, please. Course is open and ready for you. We're just about there. We've got 2 more fields tonight. We're having a great bit of fun. The beverage garden's still open. QT Food Truck is still here serving delicious tacos, burritos. They've got really good food. Yeah, I mean, even Dennis Crane is up here telling me he's going to work on the photos, but he says, you know what? That food is off the charts. Get over there and pick up some food. If you haven't got your food yet, they're still open, and they'll be ready for you to take an order home, too. You might as well get a little evening grub after the racing action. Tyler's looking for a burrito handout. I can't service it personally. I'm a little busy. But, oh, okay. We'll work on that right away. I see Kelly Darlene sneaking in there for another one. So by now we figured out the super sprint. This is a great fun event. We're going to be starting with this elimination, get down to 8, and then a 5-lap scratch. So riders right now are at pretty quick speed. Our pace setter, unsurprisingly, Snowby in the neon of Aerotech Racing, says, yeah, that's my place. I love setting the tempo. Let me get up there. Sound of the whistle means racing's underway. Next time last rider across the line is eliminated. Kelly Darlene wearing bib number 1 says, there's no way that's going to be me. Just got done racing on a race. I still got plenty in me. First elimination coming up here, watching these last wheels coming around the corner. Oh, man. 313, Mr. G, bowing out. James Campbell Harris already shaking his head. He knows his name is about to be called. 311, found out at the back. Looks like 6 riders to eliminate still. So again, we started with about twice as many riders as we needed. We'll work our way down to 50% of the start list, and then we'll be into our scratch race. And the Red Ranger caught out 360. New rider to set the pace will be Ben Jurassic of Liquid Velo. One of the younger riders says, I think I got plenty of the legs to get up here. I'll secure my spot for a few more laps. Number 1, Darlene. Jurassic on the front again, setting a nice pace, and the field starting to kind of tear apart a little bit from this action at the front. An unusual contest of top speed at the front of this group, kind of causing a bit of chaos at the back. 324 is Deck. 324, Joe Deck. Because again, we do have a driver's license if someone in the park is looking for theirs. We had one turned in here at the main building. You can come over to the deck and call for me. Number 6, Kelly, please. 6. And I did see her sneak in. She's also double dipping. Couple more calls out on the YouTube. We see you there. Yes, very much. Thank you for the live stream. You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in and supporting. I see Gallagher family cheering on their kid as Merrick's had a good night tonight racing in his field. Tyler is shaking his head, and he knows his number is about to be called. It is indeed 301, Arnoldi. I got to get used to look at these leaders jerseys that people are wearing, because I didn't recognize Danny in it either. She's wearing the leaders jersey for the women. Our Vi 13 partners really kitting us out nicely every single year, but these leaders jerseys are swanky. They got a nice retro vibe going on to them, if I do say so myself. A nice color palette. Lots of movers in here, trying to hold on for one more lap. 312 is Hyun Lee not quite able to find the room he needed as he made it a twitch move there, not enough to hold on. Got down to our 8, so no more eliminations at this point. Our top 8 have been found. Some winners of our previous races making it in here. Peter Snoblin is the rider at that front, still wants to be on the leading edge. Playing to his strength in an elimination race like this, nowhere near the back. Odin Thordarson right alongside of him. Matthew Brady, number 310, on his right side. A couple of juniors right behind him. We'll see how this group of 8 rides. As Ben Jurassic, we saw him earlier do something similar. We came to the front. This is going to be more aggressive, though, than his last time at the front. He's going to just go all out now and see what happens. A big move from this young rider. Will this pay off? So late into the race, but he's making a really good move. Still enough laps to try to establish the position here. Matthew Brady's got plenty of power left in his legs, too. So number 310 will respond, stretching this field out. They saw 3 to go. Brady on the lead, the rider in the yellow and the orange. Ben Jurassic holds on and takes the lead back again. The chasing field shattering a little bit behind him. Losing one in the chaos. Seeing 2 to go. Jurassic and Brady side by side for a moment as Ben Jurassic takes the second wheel spot. Andrew Lynch in the blue at the front of the chasing field for a moment. Now gives it back to Snowblin, who's at the lead. Pulling this thing back together again, trying to hold it together in time for this bell. This will be for the top finishing positions here in the super sprint. Coming on the home straight, it's still Jurassic and Brady at the lead. This thing, the bell's ringing, it's one to go. Can the field catch them with 1 lap remaining? Ben Jurassic still on the pace. Matthew Brady sort of sitting with him now. This might give a chance for Lynch to bring back a few more riders as Will Fowler's hoping to be with him. Lynch trying to close in, giving an opportunity for the youngster to try to make a jump. Is now Will Fowler trying to get up to the front of the race. It's still going to be Jurassic and Brady all the way around the track from the front going head to head. Does Brady have enough to come around the kid at the end? It's going to be Jurassic and Brady head to head. Whoa, on the outside. Matthew Brady, number 310, unofficially gets enough to get it done. Jurassic and Fowler to go 2 and 3. Cat, 1, 2, men. Don't bite. Come onto the rail. Be nice. Super Sprint coming up. Our last race tonight. All right, our last time to see the Super Sprint tonight. They're in the neutral. We're going to start out at turn 4. Pretty big field tonight, so lots of elimination laps before we even get to the big scratch. And you'll see this front edge is already moving along quick as they know the race is about not being eliminated. They got to survive these early laps first. Matt Haldeman makes his presence known. Next time around, our first elimination. Next time around, our very first elimination. Haldy takes that early lead lap. It'll be Matty Hers starting to slot himself down there now, the rider in white, number 15. '23, Carl Hofer, Audi.
That's a surprise one.
Yeah, another strong rider caught out early.
I thought for sure it was going to be Tomko there, but he snuck in at the last minute, huh?
That space over the top, you're going to have to watch these riders that are right now above the blue line and at the back have the advantage of space, but the disadvantage of the sprint. They've got to do the effort, but they're going to be safe quite a few laps here. 13, it is Tomko this time. 13, Tomko.
Well, he's battling with Andrew, and there's not too many the same size as Andrew in there. I would not be bumping up against him in the rail for that that place.
No, he's certainly not a rider you want to be trying to fight for space with.
Ooh, Andrew went down.
Yeah, taking the low road this time. We'll see if that pays off as there's still someone behind him. 21 indeed called that time. It will be Alden Kroll riding in the Broadmark colors tonight. Good to see Alden back again. Plenty more laps of elimination to go. Keep your eyes on what now will be number 11. I believe it's going to be Nolan Adams with sort of the long road to take around the back in the Dyna Racing, the pink. He's going to take that move up and around the right as he backs up and reaccelerates, and it's going to catch somebody out underneath him. 22. 22. Nick Martinez. Martinez. That was a good hot exit there. Flying into the warm-up circle. Yeah, I mean, whew, he was ready for that one. Good move. All right, here we go again. Carlberg at the back, starting to look down at the legs. Come on, he says, come on, come on. No, he's shaking the head. Number 12 makes the exit. More than half this field will be eliminated before the race is done. There's Mario Sandoval at the front, riding for Found Cycling. So a new leader setting the edge. Watch again for this rider number 11. He's going to do a similar move as he did a couple laps ago. The rider in pinks finds himself underneath. Can he whip back and around and accelerate, or is this going to be the last time? Already starting to sit up. Not this time. Number 11 gets the call. That's Nolan Adams making the exit.
Nolan, man, he told me he was going to win this race when he got to the rail.
Well, I mean,
I'm disappointed. I put money on him.
Wow. That is a rough night for you.
He'll have to owe me a beer in the beer garden.
Well, you've learned a valuable lesson, I suppose. Centers. Oh, a little bit of room here for. Oh, big mover on the right side. 16. Number 16 is Scott Vinson in the middle. I was starting to feel the pressure there. Gene Johnson around the right-hand side. I believe that was Sam Frigo in position. He had to really pick up the pace to hold on to that lap.
Yeah, he made it there at the last minute, didn't he?
Very nice acceleration from Sam. That's spending a little bit of a match there, though, burning one match in this race, but worth it to hold on. I'm going to be in the middle this time. 25, Carl Cunningham. The Stramonti cycling team out of Tacoma, Carl Cunningham has pulled that time. Getting down to it. Our field still has several more riders to eliminate. I see 5 left to pull. Junior making an acceleration. 88, it was enough. 88. Joe Spranger. Newly of the Found Cycling team is caught out in the middle as the move from the Terry Baker Jr. on the outside is enough to hold on for another lap. But does the rider have enough to continue going? That was another big effort spent. I think Kaiser's got a little bit more in him still. He gets back up onto the group. He's going to have to swing out about on the right-hand side one more time. Oh, down low. 34 is already shaking his head. He knows it's his number. Haldeman. So now we're watching Kaiser and Matty Hers kind of as the back end of this race. They're the ones that are kind of making the moves around the outside. Way in the back now. Kaiser's really dangling. Does he go down low? It looks like he's got a bit of struggle now. A lot of distance to make up. He's going to swing up to the right a little bit and back down low. Let's see if that's enough. Not this time. Number 18 gets the number called. 2 more to eliminate to get to our top 8. Our field's just about there. Number 8, speaking of 8 riders, is at the front. That's Chip Chase. Liquid Velo there at the front for just a moment as it's overtaken by another Liquid Velo rider, Isaac Jurassic. A couple riders in the black and the green happy to set the pace. Vern Cole, another one of their teammates, in a tough spot right now. Actually, that might be one of our riders up for elimination if he's not careful. Good positioning. He'll move up. It might be down at the bottom this time. It is number 8 as the whole field swings around. Chip Chase left out this time. 1 more to eliminate. After that, the field will see 5 laps to go, and they'll be in a scratch race for the top spots. Things get a little bit more hectic now as we're seeing a little bit more sprints even from the front of the field. Isaac Jurassic down at the sprinter's lane leading things out. Watch behind him though. 37, Sam Frigo. 37. Down to 8, showing 5. Emmett Culp making it into this. He's the rider most towards the front now. He's above the blue line, blue with a little bit of yellow, looking over his shoulder. Not trying to drive the train. It's time to take a break as everybody's getting a little bit more oxygen in the system before they start this thing back up again. Showing 4 to go. Galen Erickson, number 29. We saw his activity all the way back from the Madison. We saw what he did in the win and out and how aggressive he was there. Now he plays it more patient. He takes us up to the rail again. Everybody kind of resetting themselves before anything gets too crazy here. You see him go to the front, and I think the entire field's ready to jump as they're worried he's going to go. But he'll sit for a moment. Vern Cole with the white helmet and the black and the green of Liquid Velo also makes it up into this group of 8. Mike Darlene, we saw him sneak away. Will he be able to do another sneaky move here and get away from the field? That's the rider in the blue for Center Cycles at 3 to go. I think everybody's got eyes for everybody now as we're moving quite cautiously high above this blue line. It will indeed be very much a top speed event if this is the way these riders choose to finish it. Darlene sort of takes the lead spot almost by accident as he cruises his way up there. And the first move with one rider out of the saddle as Ludo Max dies in the sprinter's lane. He wants a bit more tempo now. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets off this quickly, but he's staying on it now. He says, let's keep going. So he's dragging the whole field with him. He's got several bike lengths between him and any chasing riders. Seeing 2 to go. Bell next lap. It's Ludo Max on the lead. Mike Darlene in the chase. Vern Cole and Galen Erickson next in line. I want you to watch out for the 2 riders in the middle of that big field there, both Emmett Culp and Mario Sandoval. If they can stay with us, they've got great finishing speed. Matty Hers at the back, number 15, has shown a lot of power in sort of moments like this, too. He's got a long way to go up to the front with the bell coming up. He's getting one position closer from the back now as Vern Cole still chasing down Ludo Max. There's the bell. It's 1 to go in our final lap tonight. 1 to go. Ludo Max on the lead of the lap. Vern Cole in pursuit. Watch 3rd and 4th wheel start to accelerate. Here comes a little bit of a move from the middle. And there's that call coming from the center of the group. It's going to be Mario Sandoval with a big sprint out of the group. Here goes Super Mario blowing things apart. Bringing his superpower of big speed out of the sprint and out of the group like this. The rider from Found Cycling was ready to unload this one on the group. Sandoval takes a super sprint home. It'll be Sandoval, Culp. Going 1 and 2 in this one. If you're still online with us, thank you for joining us for tonight. Before you sign off, or if you're watching this later, don't forget, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, or if you're all on Facebook, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Make sure to share it with somebody. Let them know that you enjoyed racing tonight. We are working hard to try to bring quality streaming content out there for folks out there that want to be able to support the racers here at our velodrome. Thank you so much for being with us and supporting online. Again, a quick subscribe and a thumbs up makes a huge difference as we are on our way to hitting that 1K mark on YouTube. Thank you again to all of our racers tonight. What a fantastic race that was. Can we have one more round of applause from the fans for all of the athletes for their incredible efforts tonight? That was some great racing today. We appreciate having such a good turnout. If you're still here hanging out with us, we invite you to stick around a little longer, pick up a taco on your way out, maybe head into the beverage garden and grab a drink. Say hi to the staff or some of the riders. They'll hang out afterwards because we're just a big family here at the velodrome. We could be more pleased, more excited to have great racing happening here again. We will have racing just like this again next Friday, 7 o'clock. You can look forward to that here at the velodrome. And, of course, more can be found online at our website, velodrome.org. And with that, we sign out. Thank you again for joining us. And we look forward to hosting you for more great racing here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.